Okay, so what I enjoyed about this chapter was really good. It starts with, I thought I was over you. I thought I had moved on. I thought you were gone. I guess I was wrong. So this story talks about a woman who has struggled with having that type of guy. You know, we all have that type of person that, you know, we've been in and out of relationships with. And so one of the guys that she had a struggle of being in and out of relationships with was a married man, which is very, I guess, kind of scary, right? For some women, you know, they like being with married men. And so I don't know if this was something she necessarily liked like that, but it was she found herself over and over getting with guys that were married. Okay. And so the last time she was in a relationship with a man that was married, she told herself that, you know, this was the last time and that she was not going to get involved with any other married man again. And somehow, over years later, she met a guy and she asked all of the questions that one would normally ask before you get involved with with a man. And somehow she was in this relationship again, and this guy was married. Okay, so and this doesn't, so consider this situation not necessarily with a married person, but consider this for any situation where you find yourself in it, you've been out of it, but then somehow you found yourself back in it again. Okay, so were you able to get off and come back on? Yes, I normally use my phone. Right, Lisa, were you able to get off and come back on? So in the situation, she was talking to, because the author, I guess she does some life coaching. That's what I got from it. She does some life coaching or something to that effect when she's working with people. And so she started to use this particular client or this particular interaction she had with this woman as her analogy for this topic. So she said she was sitting on the floor with Carrie. She named the person's name was Carrie, and she had been dating Francisco for a year before she discovered that he was yet another married man with a wife and kid in Peru. This accident discovery was made fewer than 5 minutes before one of Carrie and Francisco's intense lovemaking sessions. So they was about to get it in, and that's when she found out, which was devastating for her, right? So she cried as she shared the story. Carrie's real pain appeared to be her inability to leave behind the patterns of falling in love with married men. She was angry with herself. She had been consciously building her inner fitness. So she had been working on herself. So just imagine when you're working on something and then you're faced with it again. You know, that thing that you've been working on over and over again, but it keeps coming up for you. Can anybody relate to that when you've been going through something and then there it is, it comes up for you again? So she thought her life changing insight in therapy had new resolve a few years earlier, had guaranteed that she would never again watch a lover shower and then go home to his wife. But she was blindsided. Right. Thank you, Peaceful Lioness. I just wish somebody could be a part of this discussion in the live. Okay. So she was blindsided with the truth, and that Francisco was married, made Carrie think that she was back to her square one. So, you know, whatever it is that you're working on, you have like that relapse. So she had like what you would call a relapse. It was a relapse type of situation where she thought she had it together and then she didn't. Okay, and this was then she had a thought that all of the work that she had put into changing her life didn't make a difference. So you kind of feel like that when you are faced with, when you've been working on this particular situation or this particular thing, and then all of a sudden, you know, it comes, you're faced with it again. So then you feel like all of the work you did to make these changes, you know, it didn't result in anything positive. Thank you. Hey, Modest. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you all for liking the live. How are you? How you doing, Modest? You doing good? So with Carrie, she says what Carrie didn't know was what I had learned through my own painful trial and error is that our greatest challenges and large, deeper wounds must reoccur in order for them to heal. So, and I never thought about this. Like, that's why I really wanted somebody to come off mute and have this discussion with me, because it's really one of those aha moments that I had for myself. Because when you're faced with something that you think you've worked through, and I know I have had my own little struggles with love and relationships where, you have a type and you don't want that type anymore, and somehow you meet that type again. But what I'm learning is you're supposed to meet that type. You're supposed to meet something, you're supposed to be faced with something that you don't necessarily like. So when you're faced with something that you've been working on, that means that this is your test. This is I want to, so for this woman, for this example in this book was the married man, right? Your example could be weight loss. Okay. Your example could be substances. I don't want to whatever, you don't want to do that no more, right? So whatever it is that you're struggling with, it could be, I don't know, gambling. It could be a number of things that, people have, whatever your vice is. Whatever it is that you don't want to face again, whatever it is you don't want to do again, how do you overcome it if you're not faced with it? Right. And so that's the thing that we have to remember. I'm trying to see if my book, I don't see the book, y'all. I thought the book was pinned. I'm sorry, y'all. I just pinned the book. So this is the book that I'm reading from. Hey, thank you. How are you, Angel? Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you guys. We're having a discussion. We're talking about this book right here. We're having a book discussion. Hopefully, you guys can join in the chat. If you don't want to come up and have a discussion, you all can give your thoughts in the chat. I want you guys to consider what it feels like when you are trying to overcome something and you're faced with it again. How challenging is that? So it says our greatest challenge and deepest wounds must reoccur in order for us to heal from them. Thinking we're done with this or that, such that similar circumstances never again knocks on our door again, is a lie. So when we think we've overcome it, okay, I got over that dude. I'm not gonna deal with nobody like that no more. I'm not gonna have sex until I get married again. And then you think you're gonna never be tempted. That is like not supposed to happen. That's not, I mean, if you're not tempted, then what's happening? What do you mean? Oh, we're reading the book, honey. We talk about this book. That's what's happening. This book here, the Little Book of Big Lies, we're doing Inner Fitness Journey. That's what we on right now. You got something to say, Emmanuel? Emmanuel?
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Okay, you unmuted your mic. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah. Uh, I have something to say. You know, according to what you said, for a woman to date a married man or a married man to date a married woman, uh, to me, is not good. It's not right. You know, number one,
Yeah, people do it.
yeah, it's very bad. It hurts. And when it hurts, it makes that person really sad. You know, we all are human beings. We don't have to do something that will hurt one another, which is very, very bad. Firstly, when you guys are trying to get to know each other, I think you both should open up to let your partner know that you stay single or you're married, not to mislead each other or trying to play games with one another, which is very bad when the person have given you his or her heart, thinking that yes, finally she or he have gotten a soulmate, a partner, you know, that she could be able to spend the rest of her life with, not knowing that you have some skeleton in your cupboard, which is I'm not in support of it. It's very bad. And if you're trying to or get to know each other. If a woman tells you that maybe she's in a relationship or she's married, you as a man, you better back off. You just have to back off and let them be, because I myself, I wouldn't, what I won't want another person to do to me, I will not do it to another person. Do you understand? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about sincerity. It's all about being transparent because I don't see the reason why people have to come up with such mindset when you know you're married. What again are you looking for? What again are you looking out there? I mean, uh, this is very, very sad. It's not good at all. Even in
Well,
the eyes of man, in the eyes of God, it's not even
right.
good.
Right.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
so that so but just, don't get stuck on the married man thing because, that is just one example of what, that's the example that was given in the book, but people have all kinds of vices that they struggle with. So being married is one of them, but that's not the only one, okay? So that's just the one that's mentioned. I'm gonna try to put some money on my card. I forgot to put some money on my think tank. So but that is just one of the many things, right? So what about that thing that everybody has something that they struggle with. So what if you struggle with drinking alcohol, okay, and you had it under control, and then all of a sudden do you expect that you will never be faced with a challenge when it comes to it if that was your struggle?
Sorry, can you say that again? Let me
I
understand
said,
you.
so what if you had a struggle with like alcohol? So we're looking at, this woman, for this example, the vice was alcohol, but everybody doesn't have, alcohol as their vice. Some people have other things that their vice. Okay, some people have other struggles other than dealing with getting in a relationship with somebody that's married. Some people struggle with other things.
Yeah, you know, talking about alcohol, for me, I don't, I don't drink.
Okay, but I'm not talking about, this is not about you. You know what I'm saying? This is about if you had a
Just,
struggle.
I'm trying to use it as an instance.
Okay, go
I'm trying
ahead.
to use myself. Yeah, I'm trying to use myself as an instance.
Okay.
You know, yeah, like for me, I don't drink much. I can only just drink a little. Then, in a situation, maybe let's take for an instance, maybe I struggle with alcohol. Then,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I have to maybe, I found a soulmate. I mean, a partner, my girlfriend or my wife. That maybe she's not cool with the alcohol. You know, if I truly love this person, if I'm in love with her, I will find all means. I will try my best. I will do my best to make sure that I stop it. Do you understand? I don't have to be addicted to it anymore. I started it by myself and I can also stop it by myself. So that's just the fact. Is all about decision. If you decide on this, that you stop this, definitely you're gonna stop that. So I don't think it's gonna be. It should be a reason, or I don't see something one have to be struggling with. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, well, but we all have struggles though. So even if we don't think it's something we should struggle with, we all have struggles. So if we all have struggles, Lisa, I just sent you a telephone number you can use too. Hey, ooh, I love bubblegum. Thank you. um, I was thinking that, we all have something that we're struggling with. So, it's about, if you're trying to overcome something, you're going to have to be faced with the challenge of overcoming it if you're going to overcome it. You never know that you're working on something until you're faced with it. Do you agree?
Sure, I agree.
Okay. So with life, the challenge of, okay, I'm in this relationship with this person, and with this person I have decided that I don't want to be with these type of people anymore, or I don't want to do this type of thing that I was once doing. So, my decision now is to come out of this.
Yeah, like I told you, it's all about decision. You
Right.
understand? Right. Yeah, if you decide on something, once you're, because you don't allow things to control you, you control things. Do you understand? So if you decide on something that you're gonna stop this, you will stop it. Not two
Yeah,
ways
but you don't
about
know
it.
you completely stop until you've been tested.
It's not about testing. It don't need to be tested, but you don't need to be tested before you stop it.
Does anybody
Yeah.
agree with that? I think you have to be tested to know you really out overcome it. You don't know you don't know with the greetings. You don't know inside of your shot nine until you're tested. You don't know. You
Uh,
think you overcame it.
yeah,
You
if you're sure about yourself, and if you know, because you yourself you started it, and you can also stop it, and when you stop it,
hmm.
definitely you know yourself and you know that you've stopped it, and nothing else, no matter how you've been tested, you can overcome it.
Well, I like to think that we all could be that way.
Yeah.
I like to think we can all be that way, but it's not that easy.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it's easy, because something that brings,
It's not easy, but it's easy.
yeah, with I have my reasons.
Hmm.
Yes, like alcohol. Alcohol is something one can be addicted to
Hmm.
so easily. Do you understand? It's not something one come out, can get out of it so easily. But if you know yourself, if you decide on something, you know, as a matured and as a learned person you are, you said to yourself, you hit your chest and say, hey, Emmanuel, I'm going to stop this. I don't benefit anything from drinking. I don't benefit anything from alcohol. I don't benefit anything from smoking. I don't benefit anything from womanizing. I want to stop this. I mean, with this, it's going to tarnish my image. Do you understand? You see yourself that you're not you're not there where you're supposed to be because of you're addicted to alcohol, because you're addicted to what uh, is not meaningful to your life. You
Hmm.
can, I mean, you can come home and think about your past, think about your present, and also think about your future. You'll come up with a good decision to say, hey, Emmanuel, I'm stopping this from this moment. I'm not going to go back to alcohol anymore. So if you decide on it, you make it easy for you and you work towards it, not just deciding, not just saying it. When you say it, you do it. It's all about action. It's not just about words.
Yeah, it's the
So
and
thank
that's what
you.
we're talking about. We're talking about doing the work. It's the
Yeah,
action
that's
that
what I'm
we're
talking
referring
about.
to.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right now. And thank you all for those that have come in that I didn't acknowledge. Thank you all for liking the live and being a part of this discussion. I cannot do this without you guys, so I greatly appreciate you all. Lisa, are you able to join in now, child, honey, honey? Yes, I can. Yay! I'm actually on my computer now. Okay. Oh, you didn't get on the phone. You on the computer? Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is a very sad chapter. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's sad that and for situations that we face over and over. I think you mentioned like when trying to change your diet or certain habits, you find yourself
falling back into the same situation easily.
Yeah. And people don't realize that.
Because we haven't placed certain values or put in ourselves to not repeat those things.
Mm-hmm.
But like she said, just the idea that the young lady said, no, I'm not doing this, and to just stand up. Though you fall, you can get back up.
Right. That's true.
And as always, it's sad that things always start in childhood and how much she wanted to feel valued by her father.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, motivation.
But emotionally, he was unavailable.
Mm-hmm.
And she find herself with those people emotionally unavailable.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So we're talking about this book. If you see the book at the bottom of the screen, it's a little book of big lies. We're discussing this book. We're discussing chapter 10. What is going on? You guys, this is a great DJ. If you guys follow him in the mornings, honey, he gets you ready with the praise and worship. A great, amazing DJ. I got some good DJ friends, huh? They be having the music, honey. He play all the stuff. You had all the stuff to get your spirit going in the morning. Lisa, you got to get on TikTok so you can hear. I can be sending you the stuff in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can send you some of these DJs in the morning. Hello, Mister. You got something to say about what we're discussing? We're talking about how we struggle with that thing. I don't know what it is. Everybody has a thing. And when you're tempted with it, how do you respond?
What thing?
Whatever you're tempted with, I don't know. So for this author, she's referencing one of her clients. She had an issue with, every time she meets a man, he ends up being married, and so a lot of these men are not being very honest. So you may, of course, you may not have an issue with dating married people, but you could have an issue with something because we all got something that we struggle with from time to time.
The only thing I think I'm struggling with is my business.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think before I normally make my sales on ggnigeria.com, on Instagram, on Facebook. Secondly, thirdly, on TikTok at times. But presently, right now, it's a kind of complicated these days because the subscription, the way I normally subscribe, I do pay like monthly to have my clients. You have to buy you have to pay for promotion on Instagram, on GG, on TikTok, but the subscription now is not getting expensive. Like it's getting expensive.
But that's not an issue. That's not an issue. That's like we're talking about like vices that we all have. We all have vices. We all have things that we struggle with. Some people struggle with drinking. Some people struggle with, we always want to help people. And when we help people, we always get burnt. Here I am again helping somebody and they disappointed me. Strongholds. Thank you, sis. We all got strongholds. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be challenges with business, but we're talking beyond that. We're talking about, when you relate with other people and the things that you're trying to overcome. So to say you ain't got it, you may not want to share it, but we all got something.
That's true.
What I think I'm going through is
stories and subjects and topics.
Not being honest.
Wait a second, sir. Go ahead, Lisa.
I think the key thing is that we, in those circumstances, do not know what healthy looks like.
Right.
And once we go through self-help situations or get information on what healthy and coping and set ourselves up for success in whatever category that is. That's so critical.
I'm sorry, I'm tapping loud. My fingers are strong. I got stronghold fingers. I'm sorry, Lisa. They can't hear from my tapping the screen.
Someone is talking to you in the comment section.
I know. I just responded.
Yeah. With the fitness practice, she talks about how you have to go back and revisit the past, and don't be harsh with yourself. But more than likely, once you look at the past, ask yourself what healthy looks like, and to tell yourself, as she would talk about different affirmations, is that asking yourself, is this healthy for me? Is this, and to know when to just say, no, and turn in the opposite direction, or choose different, choose healthier, get up and move, whatever it takes.
Right. You got something, sir? You gonna still talk about business? You gonna stay? You ready to talk about what we talking about?
I'm with you guys.
Okay. You got something? Or are you still just listening?
I think I don't really have things to say much.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Let me gift you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
God bless you, Zazie.
God bless you. Have a good one.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'm gonna drop you down, okay?
There's no problem, Zazie.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. So what the biggest aha for me, I'm not, and maybe it's not that I don't know it already, but that when you're faced with because he said he had nothing to say, Angie, so it no need of him staying up here. He didn't want to really talk about, he want to talk about his business. But hopefully he'll come back. But what was the biggest aha for me was that when you have a stronghold and you overcome it, when you break free of the stronghold, I hope he listens in the chat. He said he's still here. If you want to come back up, you can come back up. I guess I shouldn't have dropped you. So come on, request to come back up. When you have a stronghold, it's like, how do you deal with that stronghold? How do you overcome that stronghold? And you don't expect that stronghold to come back. And I guess it's foolish of me to think that my stronghold would not come back. And so it's like, that's what the Father wants. He wants us to come back, our strongholds to come back. And she said, the greatest challenge and the deepest wounds must reoccur in order for you to heal. And I'm like, once I overcame this, I don't want to see that stronghold again.
You gotta recognize the triggers.
But I don't want to see it. I don't want to be triggered by it. I'm triggered just thinking about something that I overcome coming back. I don't want it. Stay away.
If you don't recognize the triggers, you won't realize that this is a setup.
Exactly. And that's why I've been set up again. Okay? That's why I'm here reading Proverbs every day, because I've been bamboozled and hoodwinked.
Food is a comfort for me, and sometimes I'll eat things that it's like, why am I going back for that? This is not going to help me reach my goal of being
exactly.
So what I have to do when I walk into the store and I get that trigger for things that's over processed and things like that, it's like, okay, we need to just walk on past that aisle to get on down to the strawberries, bananas, and fruits, vegetables.
Exactly.
And get on out of this store and get a healthy meal.
Right. It says, so when we think, So he says, thinking that we're done with this issue, such as similar circumstances never come back to the door, is a lie. So that's a lie that we need to learn how to overcome, right? They said this lie sets us up to feel like failure when scenarios we thought we were done with come up again. So this is when the lie becomes real, yet happens again, and they will come up again. Once a pattern is established in our lives, similar events occur over and over again to give us opportunities to unravel our confusion and make empowered self-care choices we did not make the first time. So we're supposed to go back over this situation again. So if it's for some women, with this particular woman, Carrie, in the story, it's the married man. So she thought she was done dealing with married men. And then she meets this amazing guy and she thinks, this is my man, my man. And guess what? He lied. She asked him all the questions to prevent herself from getting involved with the married man. And yet and still, here goes this married man. Like when I go to the grocery store, I'll say, you know what? I'm gonna write down what I'm gonna write down. I get my list together, and if it ain't on my list, I'm not buying it. And somehow I have gotten all the things on my list and like 5, 10 other things. And so now I'm at the register spending like $150 when I could have walked out with 35. What the world? And I do that every time. And I'm like, what is going on, girl? What happened? And then I'm like, well, but this is healthy. This is good for you. But girl, it wasn't on the list. It was not on the list. Hey, Tiffany.
Over discipline. Hello.
Oh my goodness, girl. What do you think about this chapter? Y'all can't be coming on there and going on mute as soon as y'all come in the live, come in the book discussion. She like, I'm here, honey. That's why I just got here. It's great to be here. If anybody, you men, are you guys having any thoughts about what we're talking about? Any people in the chat? I appreciate everybody for sticking around and listening. Any thoughts about when your vice, or when that thing that you think you got under control comes back? I didn't deal with this. I've overcome this issue. These girls, I don't deal with girls with BBLs no more. I don't deal with BBLs no more. I'm not superficial like that. I don't just meet a girl and if she's half naked, I ain't got to have that girl. Did y'all have that vice? What about that vice?
The only time I think I've overcome me searching for a woman is when I met I met a pretty lady. She's from Czech Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been dating for about like, let me say, 2 years. So like she was like, how are we going to work it out? How are we going to make it work out? You know, if you're dating a Nigerian a Nigerian man that is single, just like my age, the only way to make it more easier for him and you to work out is you have to come to Nigeria first.
We don't have to.
No, let me land. Sorry.
Okay.
It wasn't easy for a Nigerian guy to come over there because the government makes it look somehow before you could get a visa.
Right.
Or yeah,
I know it
a
is.
visa to come over there. They make it strict somehow for us over here.
Mm-hmm.
But once my woman could be able to come over here, we could be able to have a court registry. It would be more easier. You understand? You guys are illegally married. Yeah, I can go with my woman. I can go in, I can come out at any fucking time I feel like. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we've been together for about 2 years. Then I was like, okay, I have to struggle to have my passport with me. My international passport is already with me. I've already got it done. Then we've already discussed about it. So I was like, okay, what and what did you need to come over here. They were like, oh, I need to have a good accommodation. And I was like, okay, there's no problem. Just leave that for me. I'm going to do that. Once you're here, you're my woman. I'm a very hardworking guy. This is my business page. Large into you can go through it. Then you see all what I do for a living over here. So I was like, okay, there's no problem. I think I found my woman. Like she's a single mother over there. She has like 3 kids. I do speak with these kids. We do talk back to back, time to time, all the time. So I was like, there is no problem. I'm good to go. If I could be able to love you, I could definitely. I have to love your kids also. Your kid is my kids. Yeah. So I was like, okay, when are you coming for a vacation over here? You pick a date yourself. So I was like, okay, I've already set everything I was supposed to set. Then I was like, I keep on waiting for her. The date she told me she's coming, she exceeded the date. I couldn't be able to say anything from her. I was like, my babe, what is happening? You told me that we have a date. This is when you're coming. What happened? She was like, blah 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 blah. The thing the visa was not working. I was like, you have to go to the immigration office to talk, like to work on it. Am I right?
Not to travel. You don't really have to go to the immigration office to go
No,
to
I was just saying about, it was in Europe.
okay. Oh yeah, I'm
So
not sure about
it's
there.
Shanghai visa. You have, I don't know the way they do it over there. So I was like, okay, so these are it is. I keep on, like, it was not as if I'm begging her to come over here.
He
I
landed
was
his
like,
plane, Emmanuel. Keep going. Keep going, sir.
so I was like, okay, so how is it going to be? On a suddenly, she's not talking about it anymore. I was like, okay, definitely, you're not ready for me. For good 2 years, I've been with you. Like, what we're discussing about, it couldn't be able to work. And all of a suddenly, she cut me off.
So what did you learn from that? So what was the stronghold about that?
I just think she's not in for me. She was just looking for someone to be talking to online.
Okay. So how was that a stronghold for you though?
I think it was not working for me.
So is your stronghold international women? Like you want your woman to be from some other country other than Nigeria?
Yeah, I want my
Come up,
woman from
Jeffrey. Come up.
I want my woman from another country.
Okay, so that could be a stronghold for you because that may not work out in your favor. Come on up, simply.
I think so. I think so.
And a lot of men I found want to they want women what since I've been on TikTok, they want women, well, okay, ask it in the chat then. They want women that are in America or some part of the UK, some part of Europe, but they don't want their beautiful women that are there. And so that could be advice for y'all, and then you guys keep getting burnt. So I've talked to guys that they've been burnt and it's not working in their favor. So what do you do? Why can't they marry an African lady? That's what I want. That's what I'm just saying. That's the same thing, simply. So that's a stronghold. It's something that y'all think is and some of these women are playing games, just like men. They are playing games. Some of these women are just like you, just somebody to talk to till I get what I want.
Because like, there are so many women over here too. Like, they like they all what they are like, all what they believe in. um they believe the men were supposed to be providing everything they would need. You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
And they believe they have this, what's it called? I don't know how to put it. um or which English am I going to use for this? Like they believe it's all about the man. He must be the one working for them.
Okay. Is it but see, okay, so in America, um you need a two family household. You need two people working.
Yeah,
It is entitlement there. So women have entitlement. So that's what Linus said. Is it
God
entitlement? Is that
bless
the word
you.
you're looking for?
Ah, peaceful Leonard, God bless you. I really appreciate this. I really appreciate it. They like what is called entitlement. Yes.
They
And that
have
is very, very,
entitlement. They don't
yes.
lack it. They have entitlement. They expect men to do these things for them.
Yeah, that is very, very wrong.
Harder.
That is very, very wrong.
Okay.
A
You
tree,
have to
like a
get your
tree can make
tour
like
ready
a
before
tree.
thinking of
See,
a lady.
there's a proverb that do say a tree can make a bush. A tree can make a bush. You understand?
Hmm.
So ends to ends is going to make it wax, like it's going to make it work out. But you putting all your pressure on a man, that is suck. That is what? That's not cool.
Right. Well, I just think that a lot of people need to realize, like, nowadays, the way the world is set up, it takes two incomes. So if you running into, so this is your vice, so this is your thing, you want an American woman, but if you get an American woman, no, if you come to America, if you go to the UK, it's gonna be two households, so both of y'all gonna be working hard. So respect is gonna look different because you're not gonna have a traditional woman. So you're not going to have that type of traditional thing going on. Thank you. You're not going to have that traditional thing going on. You're going to have a household where both of y'all going to be working together. Y'all both going to be tired when y'all come home. Y'all both need to be helping out with these kids. It can't just be one person doing it all. It's got to be both of
Oh,
y'all. So a lot of men don't have that mindset, and then what do? So again, you're faced with a situation that you thought, once you overcome it. Okay, I met that type of woman. Hey, Joseph, thank you for coming. You've met that type of woman that's like, you know what? I need my man to do all the things. I want him to be the table. And I just want to be like the cup on the table. I don't even want to be like I don't want to be the fork, the knives. I don't want to help nothing with the fixing up the table and keeping the table cute. I just want you to be the table.
hmm.
So then you realize you get over that woman, and then you meet another beautiful woman, and then she's got the same issue. So that's what we're saying. You've dealt with that, and then you think you're not going to meet that type of person anymore. Okay, so but you meet this that you face with, that's your stronghold. So in this story, this woman have an issue with meeting married men. Okay, so she thought she was done with meeting married men, because now you say, okay, when I meet this person, I'm gonna ask this question, I'm gonna ask that question, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do everything so that I'm not faced with that issue. Remember, I gave you my issue when I go to the grocery store. I said I write down my list. I'm gonna get this stuff on my list, and somehow that money, like I don't even have money like that, but I'm at the register thinking it's gonna be $50, and it's 150. How did I get there? I had a plan. So when we are faced with our vices, because that's what they're saying, and they say it's a lie when we think we're done with that issue. That such similar circumstances will never come and knock on our door again. So we think we've overcome that. We've overcome that one. We've overcome that shopping issue. We've overcome what Lisa said. Sometimes she want that sugary. Whatever it is, some people like the nap, and they want that the healthy relationship, but they want to slap skins first. And sometimes if you slap skins first, you ain't gonna get that healthy relationship. So what do you do when you're faced with that? How do you overcome it? If you don't overcome, the author is saying you don't overcome that issue unless you're faced with it. What y'all say? Tiffany? Hey. So it's a lie to think you've overcome it, you're never going to face it again. I'm a pastor for relationships. Okay, I see. Go ahead, Tiffany. Hey, Tiff.
Hey,
Which,
You know,
wait a second. Wait a
okay.
second, man. Tiffany going to say something.
one of the things that I kind of tell myself and tell my clients is be gentle with yourself. A part of
Yes.
changing, understanding that when we talk about being in a cycle with something, a part of change is understanding that you're going to be confronted with it again, and that you may fall victim to whatever it is, but and if you, it's about how long you stay there. So if you don't stay there long, if you fall into it and you say, "Oh shoot, that was not the right move. I shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna do better tomorrow." Versus maybe 2 months ago, it was like, "Oh, that wasn't the right thing to do." I'm here now. There you go. It's about, as long as you make some shifts, you make some adjustments. You are on the road to making sure that you overcome that situation, because it is unrealistic to think that something that you really had, something that really kind of had you in a stronghold, that it's not going to come back and confront you.
And see, that's my pride, because I really thought that I never realized. And I guess I was just in denial, because I thought when you overcome something, when you see it again, you got it. But that's not always the case. And I don't even know why I thought it. It just like it was just the way she said it that made it a aha moment for me. That it's a lie for me to think that I got it, and that I'm going to still struggle with it. It's gonna be like that double dutch of how you overcome it each time.
Yeah, I mean, and then the reality of it is, I know we do some spiritual talk around here. The devil be being busy.
Don't he?
If as soon as you think like, okay, I'm good, I've overcome that. Of course, he's not gotta throw something in there to see if they can get you back in that old pattern.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so a part of it is too is just knowing how to interrupt that pattern of behavior when it shows up for yourself. So
Right.
that's the part where she talked about, like, when you shift how you think about it. And you tell yourself something positive. You tell yourself that self-love piece of it. Like, okay, I love myself enough to know that, all right, I'm confronted with this. And I said I wasn't going to do this again. So I am going to walk away. I take you for example, like the other day. I was supposed to go to the gym. I rode past the gym on the way home, and when I rode past the gym, my sister still made my sister ride.
Cause go on over there.
You already drinking. Like, what is the problem? And I was like, no, but I'm gonna go home. I gotta do this. And I did. I came home. I was productive. I got prepared for my business for the next day. But before I knew it, it was like, no, you're either gonna go or you're not gonna go. So what are we gonna do? And I said, okay. It took everything in me, but I got up and I went over there. I was over there for an hour. I hit an hour. I was literally in there from, I think, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock.
Hey, come on, midnight shift.
I was walking out at 12:59. I think the hour it was over. But that was my old pattern of behavior, was to ride past the gym, phone going, act like I ain't see what. And in that day, I said, you know what? You either going to be consistent or you're going to keep giving yourself excuses. You gotta love yourself. You're gonna love yourself enough to know that this is what we're taking care of our body right now. So let's go.
Let's go.
And I had to fight myself tooth and nail, but I was over there.
That's good. That's good. But what was the lie that you had in that? Was the lie that you was gonna pass by it, and what was the lie that you told yourself?
The lie that I told myself was, which ended up being true, that I'm gonna come back I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go home for a couple of hours. I'm gonna take care of this and that and that, and then I'm gonna come back. And knowing good and well, even during the week when if I come home, I'm not going back out. So I go to the gym, and this was morning time. It was in the morning, so I know that if I go home, the chances that I'm going to actually get up and go back to the gym, back out to the gym, are like slim to none.
Exactly.
So it's not that I told myself was, oh, it's gonna be okay. I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna do A, B, and D, and I'm gonna come back out. And so I had to interrupt. I had to say to myself, okay, you made a commitment, so let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. I love it. Hey y'all, thank you guys. There's a few people that came in. I appreciate you guys for coming in, liking the live, and being a part of this discussion. Go ahead, Emmanuel. You have something you wanted to say.
Yeah. Like what was that his name again? What he was saying, I don't think that was a part of our discussion to start with. He's just telling us his experience with, will I say, his ex-girlfriend or whatever. But that's by the way. Like you said, a woman uh, uh, decide on her own that she don't want to date or have anything to do with married men again. At least I think to decide is not just words, not just taking decision. To take decision is good, but you have to work towards it. How can you work towards it? You should try and know the person more
She tried
better.
to know the person.
And
In her situation, she tried to know the person.
Yeah. And secondly, you should try and know the family of this very person, which is very, very important to know his family. It's not just something of I love you, yes, this, we're gonna get married, I wanna be with you, not knowing that he's married with kids. Do you understand? Maybe the person, the lady, have trust him in the sense that whatever thing the man tells her is true. So she have to try and know the family of this very man. Try to get closer to him. It's not just something of hanging around the streets. Meeting in lounge, meeting in hotels, meeting in beach. Try to get to know him. Try to get to know his family. Then if you do this, I think from there you can know if he's married or not.
Well, in this situation, this particular person in the story, she did ask the questions, but he had a family in a whole different country, which some women can deal with when you deal with men. Like he had a whole family, and she found out through reading his mail.
I don't
So
understand what you mean.
she was at his house.
Okay.
Yeah, she had found out through reading the story. I mean, reading the mail. Okay. So, like spoiled, overly indulged children, our old pains and challenges throw tantrums and manipulate in all kinds of ways, trying to keep things as they have been. Don't you feel that way when you dealing with something and you like again? I'm struggling again. What is this? There's my friend. Hey, Bill. Don't mess with Bill. You probably don't know that song.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good. So you see, this book is called The Little Book of Big Lies. So we're talking about this book, and we're talking about the example. So the chapter that we're talking about is what's the chapter called? Are you stuck in? I thought I was done with that thinking. You know how like a stronghold that you've gone through, and then you think you overcome it, and here it comes back again. So, and so they say when it comes back, hey L, when that stronghold comes back again, it's like you feel like a spoiled little child. And it's like that old pain of the child. You want to throw a tantrum that you're going through this again. And I can feel that because that's how I feel when I go through a stronghold again. They even play dead and wait sometimes for years before they spring forth and grab at us and try to hold on to our lives. So, like the stronghold, you think you're over it, and there it is. Okay, you'll be back. That's fine. I understand. That stronghold goes away, and then it comes back again. Like that old person, like you the type of person, if you ever what they call spin the block. If you ever struggle with spinning the block, this could be a strong. I think spinning the block can be a stronghold. What y'all think? Is spinning the block a stronghold? Oh, I think this thing is. What y'all think? Do y'all see spinning the block as a stronghold? Anybody? Anybody? Is it some people you spent the block with? You don't need to spin the block. Bill, have you ever heard that spin the block term?
No, no.
Okay, when you dating somebody and you ended that relationship and then you found then somehow you ended up back with them again. You had an
Oh,
itch that they can scratch, and you reached out to them, and they responded, and there you go, we're back in love again,
yeah,
like the old school song.
yeah. And I've even experienced some before. So,
Hmm.
you know, like with my late wife, we got separated for like a year. Then we were dating.
Hmm.
You understand? So after the new woman dumped me, I went back to her and she accepted me back.
Well, that ended well
Then
for you.
yeah, then we came back together, stronger as before.
Hmm.
You understand? So we got married and everything worked on very well for us.
Well, that's beautiful. A lot of people don't have that story. That's good. Well, you make it hard to kind of go back to my point when you put that story together. But when it doesn't work out, okay. So when you go back to that person that is not good for you, that person that's toxic for you, because sometimes people connect with people that are not good for them, and this is a toxic person. But it's something that thing be thanging. I don't know what it is that make you want to go back to that person, and so I think that's where a stronghold is. What do you think, Lioness? You said that oh, go ahead, Bill. Did you have something to say? Anybody?
Yeah, like sometimes like people that you meet, okay, whether they are very like harsh or like aggressive on you and stuff like that, at
Mm-hmm.
least there will be one special thing about her. There'll be one special thing about him or her that you feel like going back to that person, you're gonna enjoy that particular special thing about that person. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it might be that your new relationship, the man or the woman wasn't open for communication, but your ex, who was sometimes aggressive on you, is always open for discussion. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like, yeah, I need a discussion in my relationship, and I'm not getting it. Why don't I just go back and enjoy my communication?
Mm-hmm.
Probably I can change his aggressiveness to be a better person. So that is how I think about it.
Mm-hmm. What you got, Lisa?
I was just going to say that if you're going back to that person, it must be something about them
Mm-hmm.
that you do still value, or
Mm-hmm.
you want more clarity, or feel like that it still has potential.
Right.
But if you're going back and those real issues are still there, then that's a stronghold.
Yeah.
Because
And
you're trying to overlook it when if it's not going to resolve itself.
And that's the thing with strongholds. Strongholds don't always look the same each and every time. And so that's what I'm getting from this discussion for this chapter. It's like this is a stronghold, and what happens when you get reconnected with the stronghold. What makes this look different? Because at first you don't see it as that, but when you see it as that, whatever that thing is, then you've got to figure out what do you do next. Okay. So she said, I asked Carrie what hurt more, finding out that Francisco was married or her conclusion that she was a failure. Because she felt like she was a failure because she reconnected with what's the reason for going back? Are you asking that, or that you saying that that's what people need to figure out? What are you saying, Lioness? Because people do be going back. I mean, I can't say that I haven't. I'm okay, right. Well, I mean, I think that when it's a stronghold, people go back for a number of reasons. There's comfort there. There's it's familiar. It's easy. It's easy to go back there than to go forward. So people do it for a number of reasons. So the question stunned her. So I like how she asked that question. What was she upset more about? Finding out this man was married, or the fact that she had found herself back in this situation again? Back in love again. Hey,
It was the
Lioness.
situation.
Yeah.
I think it was the situation that she found herself facing that same painful thing.
Yeah.
Because if he's married, you shouldn't want that person, hoping that they're gonna leave a marriage.
You shouldn't.
Not, unmarried yet.
Right.
And she's, the key thing, the problem is feeling like a failure.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was over that.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I am.
And then faulting herself
Mm-hmm.
and feeling worthless because she is making the same mistake.
Right.
And not forgiving herself.
Right. Go ahead, Lioness.
Yeah, and that's a good point that Lisa just made, because in her situation, she didn't know why she was attracting the ones that were married.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was saying that she didn't know he was married until she found out. But then she would want to check herself and figure out, well, what's in me that's attracting that type of individual to me, so that I can heal from that
Mm-hmm.
and never return to it again. So it's finding the point of what's continuously bringing you back to that situation so that you can heal from it,
Mm-hmm.
and then be able to move forward afterwards. Because after you recognize the thing in you that's pulling that thing to you, and you're able to heal from it, then that's when you can truly let it go.
And it doesn't even have to be as far as for single women. It doesn't have to be as far as, or for single people, let me say it that way. It doesn't have to be as far as dealing with a married person, but you can get stuck with a certain type of person.
Right.
You can get
Right.
stuck in situations where here I am again dealing with this person and giving this person my energy when they're not available in the way that I need them to be available. Okay. Or they're doing whatever they're doing that's not conducive to what you need in a relationship.
Right.
And
Or even attracting the same type of person in a different body.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, who is it? Like, I already dated you. I don't want you no more. You gonna cut up on us, Macho? Oh, he walked off. Okay. He came, but okay, he gone. Okay. So I asked. Okay, so the question stunned her to silence. Finally, she answered was the same as my own answer. I learned the power of this question. Carrie's pain stemmed from judgment that she had heaped on herself because of her circumstances. She would have to start with a self judgment in order to free herself from reoccurring patterns. So she needs to judge herself. She needs to look at herself, examine herself, figure herself out so that she can determine whether or not, this is what's going on. And she said this was a two-step dance for her. Number one was falling in love with unavailable men. Number two, watching him get up and leave. Number three, heaping on herself, on her feelings with shame and worthlessness and a lot of harsh self-judgment. Okay, so she gave herself a lot of self-judgment, which was the icing on the top. Okay. I didn't mean to say that right. So Carrie's issue was self-judgment, and she wore herself out with self-judgment. Do we do that though? Do we judge ourselves in a harsh way?
I think you're your own worst critic.
I'm telling you, I know I am. I'll be like, girl. I mean, do you really think you meant to do that? I mean, did you really want to do that? I mean, come on. It says our deepens wounds to heal. The kind of events or circumstances that create the wounds in the first place must reoccur. See, this is the part that I'm just like, I'm hearing this and I'm trying to. I guess I knew this, and maybe I tell my clients this, but I guess telling myself this is just, I don't know, y'all. This is like, I don't want to keep going through this. I found myself in the situation. I feel like I've been in the situation again, like talking to people, and it's like people not available. And then what do? Because the old me would have been like, ba da da da, ba da da, la 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 la. And why do I have to do all of that? If you ain't available, you just ain't available. Period. Right? So do we? The old me. As I navigate these dating streets, the old me, you got to look at the old you versus the new you. That self-improved you. Healing happens when we change our old response and respond with more self-acceptance and love. Giving ourselves intimacy. What do y'all think? Most people think that reoccurrence is evidence that nothing has changed. That's the way I feel. When I see a pattern that I was in before and it comes back up again, I feel like, you know what? I thought I changed in this way and maybe I didn't. That's a real thought that I have. What do y'all think?
That's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is a thing. I mean, because if it's something that's reoccurring and it's like, bro, I thought I was done.
I thought I had this.
I thought I was over it. I thought I
Hmm.
wasn't, just like I said, I'm over Sammy. And then Sammy in my face, and it's like, oh, Sammy.
Yeah, okay.
You
Sammy has
know?
changed. Sammy look good now. Sammy is shiny. Look, Sammy
Right.
don't do it. Sammy do it this way now. Sammy doing the same old stuff, honey. You just forgot
Right.
the beginning. That was Sammy.
Ain't nothing changed.
Yeah, same old Sammy, y'all. Same old Sammy.
Sammy's still Sammy, and Sammy's still doing
Yeah.
what Sammy did
That's what I'm
before.
saying. That's what I'm saying. But we don't see that as a stronghold. We don't see. That's why I appreciate this relationship discussion. Now I can't say I can deal with this married thing, but I know how it is to meet Sammy again and again and again. Okay, so when we experience dramatic events and lovingly hang on to the strong, healthy idea of ourselves, the events do not leave a scar. Scars are left when we add self-rejection to the dramatic event. When we allow an event to paint us as less than, not good enough, broken in some way, we add salt to the wound. This drives the pain deeper. Seeing our pain through the lens of self love makes a powerful antidote. You tell yourself, you know what? That's all right. You listen, that wasn't the person. We see it, we know it. You did what you were supposed to do. Thank you. Energy experience. What's up, girl? We know that this was what it was, and we all right with it. We all right with it. And this goes for working out too. Okay, I passed the gym. All right. But you're not less than because you passed the gym. You said you're going to go back. You didn't go back. You're not less than. We got to make a plan so that we can go there and be consistent. Like for me, I've been trying to get to the pool all year. Girl, when you get to the pool, here come Friday again. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. When are we going to the pool? Hey now. Everybody, what's up? So that's what, thank you, sis. Thank you, Lioness. That's what we need to think about. We need to think about, how do we give ourselves love in these type of situations? Thank you. Oh, thank you. So self-love starts with the unwavering commitment to the idea that we are innately worthy. We are worthy. I appreciate you coming through, sis. We come through for each other. That's what we do. We come through. Okay? So it doesn't matter if we doubt this in the beginning. Just make space for the idea that's powerful. Okay, so we're gonna make space. Thank you. Girl, you gotta be smacking on this gum, girl. Thank you. Look at you that came in and came through. Yes, honey. Bring that energy. Yes. Expect that love back, girl. Thank you so much. So when we develop a strong idea of ourselves, true or false, good or bad, we project it into the world and attract people and circumstances that help that strong idea of ourselves get even stronger. Okay, so I got y'all here. I know like it's like energy came through. It's some people that's just gonna come through for me, and I appreciate them. Yes, girl, she coming on through. I might show up for a lot of people. They may not show up for me, but that's okay. It's not even about that. It's about what I do and how I feel about what I do. But then also, creating boundaries. Yes, girl. Yes. So what do y'all think about that? More self-love means starting with true and powerful ideas like God don't make no junk. You were born innately worthy. Other people's actions cannot diminish your worth. Okay? Those are the things. Yes, sis. Thank you. This girl's coming. You better. Thank you. I love that. We have to give these, we have to affirm ourselves. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. God didn't make no junk. When he made me, I'm a masterpiece, honey. I'm the clay, honey. He's the potter. I'm the clay, honey. I am, I'm a king's kid. Okay? That Negro didn't want me. That's all right. I'm going to be all right. Okay? I am going to be somebody's husband, somebody's wife. I'm somebody's husband. I ain't got to be out here being second whatever to whatever's. Whatever it is. I'm going to get in this gym. I'm going to eat that right food. I'm going to do all the things. Girl, you better. I'm getting all this love over here. I'm just like, girl. So until we can stand in front of our old issues and treat ourselves with loving care in their presence, those issues will occur again and again. See, that's the part. That's the part. Let me read it again for the people in the back that didn't know. Until you stand in front of your old issues and your old self with love and care in its presence. So when that issue come up, when you don't stand and say, you know what, I'm an overcomer. If you don't stand in front of the issue and say, I'm an overcomer, that issue is going to keep coming up again and again and again. Who got time for that to come up again and again and again? I don't want to see my issues no more. I want my issues to just go away. I don't want my issues to keep again and again energy. Okay? Why though? Like, I just want them to just go away. But they don't go away until we just recognize that they're lies, recognize that this is a stronghold, but we can release it. Pass that test. Yes, that's what we're trying to do. We're working on passing that test. The truth is, each time an old story shows up, it's actually a wink at us, encouraging us to take a deep breath and say, okay, let me try responding to these old circumstances again. And this time with more self love. Okay, I'm going to try this thing again. Okay, you know what? I missed this thing the last time. I ain't going to miss this test this time. I'm going to get this test. I'm going to get this test. So, them Israelites, okay, when they were going through the wilderness, they could have said, you know what, God? I have sinned. I know you said I would never get to the promised land. But is there a way that I just show you how much I love you, I trust you, I believe in you? Maybe I didn't see it the way you saw it. And I apologize for that. But I want my legacy to continue. I believe that if they would have repented, God could have worked it out. Because they didn't repent, and that's the thing with a lot of people. Like, we've got to say when we're wrong. We've got to say that, you know what, I didn't look at this the right way. I need to change my perspective. What y'all think, Tiffany, Lioness, Lisa? What do y'all think?
Yeah, you have to change your perspective, and you know that your perspective has truly changed when you encounter the situation. Each time you get a victory, it gets easier. It should be getting easier for situations. Mm-hmm. And even with her realizing that guy was married, she shouldn't have faulted herself for that. What she would fault herself for is if she can't turn away from it.
Okay, you too. Have a good night. Yeah, but I think she just felt defeated because she asked all the questions. She asked all the questions and then found out that, this guy had deceived her. So she felt like it was something that she did wrong, although it wasn't. She did everything right because she asked the questions.
Especially if she asked the right questions and he lied.
And she did.
She asked the questions, but she doesn't really want to know she should fault herself if she didn't really want to hear the real answers.
Yeah, but people do that. That happens though. That really does happen. And that's the sad part about life, is that happens. So we just gotta stop. We gotta say that, like she said, the next time I won't beat myself up. I won't feel like a failure. I'll be ready. I'll wink at myself when I could normally say something unkind to myself. I'll instead say, I'm worthy. I'm innately worthy. I will take a deep breath, walk away first, reach out and give myself a good hug. Okay. And that's what we need to do. You know what? It's going to be all right, girl. You're going to get through this. You're going to figure this thing out, honey. You're going to figure this thing out because you're not going to keep going through this wilderness no more. That's what I'm saying with my exam. I'm going to just put my big drawers on. I'm about to pay for my exam, my material this week, and I'm about to study. That's what I got to do. Am I going to want to? No. Is there other things I can do? Absolutely. Girl, I'm not child. This stronghold been on my, it's like a nail on my back, on my shoulder. Get up off of me, So the big lie is when old painful patterns reoccur again and again, it means you're a failure. That's the lie. But the truth is, reoccurring events are the opportunity that you need for change to occur. Harsh judgment is the poison. It will live in your system until you activate the antidote of self-acceptance and self-love. We need the antidote, honey. Isn't there a song called Antidote? Nah, I thought it's some song called Antidote. Okay, I be trying to sing all the time and I can't even think of the song. But anyway. So the possibility is revisiting the past is a way to for a lasting freedom from it. Okay, so when we look at the past, we're able to break free. So some of the ideas, some of the actions we can take is identify an event or pattern that keeps reoccurring in your life. So think about it. Either that dude, that Ty Leroy, not Leroy, Tyrone. Is it Tyrone? All right. Look for the judgment. And Tyrone can be anything. It can be, weight loss. It could be, I just coming up with a name. Okay, because I wanted to sing Call Tyrone. Look for the judgment and the unkindness against yourself that shows up in relation to that old pattern. So what is that old pattern, y'all? Look for the unkindness that you say about yourself. Lastly, tell yourself, I accept and love you no matter what. Then say something responsible and kind about yourself, like, I am growing into my best self. This is an opportunity for me to love myself more, even though I have the challenges. I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Oh, and I love how she ends this, y'all. She says, everything you need is inside of you. Ain't that good? Because
That's good.
we couldn't have gotten to where, isn't it good, sis? It's so good.
That's good. That's good because it's true. Because it's like we look for stuff so many different places when the Most High has already given us what we need.
He's good.
He's already given us what we need, and we just won't tap in.
Tap, tap.
That part.
Tap, tap in. This was good, y'all. This was really good. Did y'all have any closing remarks? So we have one more chapter to go. And I had my book, but it's gonna be here. We're gonna be reading. Lisa, did I send you the book? I'm sorry.
Was there anything you wanted brought out
For
what this chapter? When you said you didn't have your book.
No, I'm talking about the new book.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we covered this. I don't know. Did y'all have anything else to say about this?
No. And our new book is